the Ford Bronco Raptor. This is gonna be fun. Hey everybody, and welcome to Outsider Reviews. My name is Pat. That's the Raptor. That's right. We've got the 2026 Ford Bronco Raptor. Such a beast, such an impressive machine, and such a wide stance. And I can relate because, well, I'm pretty wide myself. So let's get right into this guy right here. Got the amber lights all around, up at the top as well, all black grille. This is the marsh gray color, but you know what? It doesn't really matter what kind of color you put this Bronco Raptor in. It's gonna look great. Whatever you want to stand out and shine, have it red, or whether you want to have another kind of green, shelter green, I think is the other color. This just looks cool. No matter what. I even had a silver one 2 years ago. I had 2024 Bronco Raptor and it was silver, and silver is the worst color in my book. I hate it. I always say silver cars always look the same no matter what. Not the Bronco Raptor. That still made it look cool. Even though I don't have the decal package on this Bronco Raptor, doesn't matter. You cannot mistake it for anything else. Now, just a cue for my viewers here, I am going to review the Jeep Moab 392, which competes directly with this thing in 2 weeks. So definitely subscribe so you can see that where that Bronco Raptor and Jeep Moab 392, where they stand within each other, because I'll have a hands-on experience at that point. Now let's throw in some specs for you. Now this one is starting price is $115,000 Canadian, and then you can add some options, but I don't think you really need to. Underneath the hood, we got a 3-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6. That puts out 418 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, when you have the traction on the street anyways, is 5.6 seconds, because these off-road tires will definitely slide with all that torque we got here. Fuel economy, not like you guys care, but it's 15.7 liters per 100 kilometers in Canada, or 15 miles per gallon in the US. But let's talk about capabilities. We're looking at 13.1 inches of ground clearance. We got these massive 37-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s on 17-inch wheels. Completely blackout 17-inch wheels. When we're looking at angles, 47.2 degrees for approach angle, 30.8 degrees for breakover, which is really good, and 40.5 degrees for departure. Again, all these angles really good. Looking at other capabilities, we got obviously locking discs, for electronic locking discs for the front and the rear. We got sway bar disconnect for the front, and the key to it all, the Haas 4.0 system with Fox Live Valve 3.1, internal bypass semi-active dampers. And I gotta tell you, these shocks, that's the key to the Bronco Raptor, because you can go at high speed, go Baja mode, and really it can handle pretty much anything you're gonna take of it at high speed. Now, the one thing that's most impressive about it, like I said, was its stance. We're looking at 85.7 inches of width, almost a foot wider than the Jeep Moab 392, which, you know, it all gonna depend what kind of trails you're gonna hit. If it's narrow trails, that may not be an advantage, but if you like to go fast, that wider stance kind of helps you stay a little bit more planted. You got some nice, this is how you know it's a Raptor, well, other than the obvious look of it. If you're not sure, there you go, Raptor on there. There's usually some decals over there that you can add. I don't think it's needed. I like this stealthy look of this, just because right now the vehicle's dirty, but you can't really tell. I mean, unless you take an up close and personal look at it. Now you can see the dust on it, but makes it easier for me. I like these grippy floorboards here. Very hard to slip on those, which is a good thing. And of course, you got some rock rail protection down here. 360-degree camera is expected, of course, at this kind of price range. Approach, lock, and unlock departure. Stick your hand in, it unlocks. Press this little button and it'll lock up. Now, as far as fuel goes, you're actually looking at 87 octane, and there you go. Here's some like Bronco Evolution down here. Pretty cool, but I would put premium. Let's face it, I would definitely go with premium. And here's a last look at the Fox Live suspension. Sick! I love it. Come and take a look at the back here. We have a nice big full spare tire, and it's pretty easy to find if you ask me. But we have some tucked in exhaust over here, nicely and protected away. Here's a nice look at that 13.1 inches ground clearance, and it's a swinging door. So just gonna open it up here, and it's gonna open up 33 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Now your jack is underneath here. There we go. And if I put the seats down, you're looking at 72 cubic feet of space. Now, if you compare to the Jeep Moab 392, they're basically offered the same, except this has 2 cubic feet more with the seats up. As we go in the back seat, now there is some nice blue and orange accents to be felt, like the spring-loaded mesh over here, and then continue on to this plastic molly kind of things that you can just modify and strap anything like first aid kits and tourniquets and stuff like that, as well as survival gear. Now, looking at the seats, they do recline a little bit if you look at it. I have this one straight up, and this is kind of like the difference of what it looks like when it's reclined. Love this orange in the background here. I think this is the color to go here with the navy. They do have cup holders right here, and this tiny little armrest as well. This is nice leather interior, as you would expect from $115,000 Canadian price vehicle. You're looking at 36.2 inches of legroom with a obviously a predominant hump over there. And window toggles are over here, as well as ventilation and a 110 outlet down here. Now, for reference, I am 5'9", and this is just me in here. Plenty of headroom, as you'd expect. Even more if you take off the roof, which doesn't really take that long. For the front and back seat portion, literally 5 minutes, one person can do it. It just has these latches here that you unlatch, and away you go. And it's not that heavy, actually. Okay, inside the Bronco Raptor. Let's show you the steering wheel for one. I got the buttons, and this is where I customize everything from my steering. I can have my steering from normal sport to comfort. R mode, that's something you have to program. So basically R mode right now is set for everything sport except for the exhaust being Baja, and obviously the auto start off. Now, suspension dampers, yeah, you can. And I like how you can just customize everything just on the fly. Obviously, as you go into some drive modes here, as I use the wheel, the GOAT modes, go over any terrain modes. So let's just start with slippery, tow haul. Those are the 2 modes I haven't really used along with rock crawl, but sport, normal, off-road, Baja, rock crawl. So each of the modes will give you instructions. For example, if I want to go into rock crawl mode, it's going to give me instructions as to, or you got to shift to neutral. Shifts in progress. Stabilization bar. Advanced traction control. Off-road use. Only see the manual. So, sway bar disconnect. Advanced and for low. So then need cool graphics to follow. So each drive modes will have something for you. We're gonna go into sport mode because we are on pavement. Now, obviously, I took this thing off-road and had quite a lot of fun doing it. As you can see, some footage here as I'm. Then the number one thing about the Raptor is off-road fast. Obviously, it can be a very technical vehicle if you want it to be, as far as rock crawling and all that stuff. I didn't do so much of that, but it's got that capability. But the thing is, you can go fast, and Baja mode is obviously the mode that would be the most fun for me. If you want to be manual override anything, this is basically your sway bar disconnect, your front diffs, rear diffs, and this is the mode for a tight turn. What it will do is it'll lock up, for example, if I want to turn right, it'll lock up that right rear wheel and just make it turn for a tight corner. That's a cool feature there. As far as the digital gauge cluster, yeah, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I got nice toggles. This is not a wireless charger. So Ford's having issues with wireless chargers, so they kind of foregoed them in this one and the Explorer. Those are the two vehicles that I have tested it where I noticed that they foregoed it. You know what? We're going to stay in sports mode, but we're going to use a little bit more exhaust. Otherwise, I got my auxiliary switches here so you can have extra light bars and such. I kind of wish it came with one. Even the new Explorer Tremor has a light bar built into the front. So yeah, anyways, let's go. So yeah, on pavement, traction, it won't be your best friend. These off-road tires are not meant, they're not slicks, right? So they're not gonna grab the most traction. You're gonna do a lot of this. Very quick. That's that 440 pound-feet of torque for acceleration. You can feel it. 418 horsepower. It's there. So as I mentioned, I took this a little bit on a rock path, not exactly a rock crawl, but on a rock path, and it did very, very well. It just keeps you nice and level. It makes it makes a trail that would be otherwise extremely uncomfortable very comfortable with a Fox Live suspension. The stance is a great thing until you kind of hit a narrow path, and that's kind of where, you know, the width is going to play against you, not just when you're trying to park it in a garage or trying to drive into a traditional car wash. So the width is something to have an issue with, because from my research, if I go into those guide rails car washes, it's gonna go to shit because this vehicle is too wide for those rails. So don't do that. Manual wash only, which is fine, because if you get it muddy enough, a traditional car wash won't do the job anyways to get it clean. One thing you can be for sure when you're driving the Raptor is that you're gonna get a lot of attention, either from that nice exhaust sound, or just, well, the wide stance and the big appearance. Obviously the 37s tires, you got, you know, lots of ground clearance at 13 inch. It's just gonna stand out. You don't really need a lot of decal on this beast for everybody to know that this is just not a regular Bronco. And this is gonna make easy play of that railroad crossing over here. Yeah, don't even feel that. So the thing I love the most about the Bronco, besides the look, the sound, the capabilities, and everything else, well, I mean, I don't know what much more else there is to be. As far as rear visibility, I do have a big ass tire back there that's gonna kind of skewer a little bit your visibility. Mirrors could be a little bit bigger, I guess, a little bit higher perhaps, but otherwise that's not really a big complaint. Road noise, let's see how the road noise is. You're gonna hear some road noise. This is a convertible, for crying out loud. It's gonna be a little bit louder than everything that's not a convertible beast. But I mean, if you're like me and you're gonna drive with the exhaust on full blast anyways, it's not like you mind the road noise. Bronco Raptor is just so much fun. And the thing is, it's not terrible on road at all either, because obviously you're gonna have some body roll if I decide to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna be rolling around, even as the sport mode right now, so it's the sport tune dampers. You're gonna feel it. It's not to take corners at a very high speed on pavement. That's not what it's for. But you're definitely gonna have a lot of fun being, you know what, I want to go in that field. That's not my field, so I'm not gonna go there, but you know what I mean, like just go and have fun like I did in the sandpit, whether it's the sandpit, the rock path, whether you want to go, you know, pop a wheelie somewhere. I didn't do a full jump, I'm gonna be full disclosure here, but I did get a little bit of airborne on the front wheels. So definitely had a lot of fun with this. And it's just so easy because the drive modes, if you're not an off-road expert, this is not an issue to worry about, because the GOAT modes is just going to take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, you need to lock up your diffs. Don't worry, it's going to do that for you. You need to let it spin and go into Baja mode because you want to go fast. Don't worry, you're going to be taken care of. So this has been a lot of fun, and that's what the Bronco Raptor is all about. It's a lot of fun. And yes, if you wanted me to do a comparison with the pretty much sole competitor of the Raptor, which is the Jeep 392, Jeep Moab 392, you're gonna have to wait, because I have that vehicle in 2 weeks. Sure, if you look at the specs, you got a V8 and then 392. He's got more power output, you got less ground clearance. In the Bronco, you have a couple inches more of a shoulder width, which might come in handy for me. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how comfortable it is. Breakover angle, I mean, a lot of the angles is in favor of the Raptor. Cargo space, relatively the same. Leg room, all those, if you look at a spec sheet, and you buy a vehicle by the spec sheet, that's fine for you. But for me, I have to sit in it. I have to see how comfortable it is, how plush the seats are, and all that stuff. For me, the Ford Bronco Raptor is very comfortable. How it is on the road, how it is on our off-road, of course, but mostly on the road. Most of us are gonna spend time on the road with these vehicles, and we wanna know how it handles. Does it really wobble with a Jeep, and so on. So this is the things I'm gonna look at, and maybe I'll make a comparison video at the end, because I'll do a Jeep 392 review in a few weeks. Definitely subscribe for that. I definitely had a lot of fun. Not so much filling up at the gas pump, because you know, fuel prices are what they are today. But still, this is what this vehicle's all about. A lot of fun, a lot of capabilities. Not much else I can argue about that. I can tell you a lot of tension too, especially when you put that exhaust into Baja mode and you're on the street where you're not supposed to, but still, a lot of attention. I love it. Tell me what you guys think of it in the comment section.